Hello and welcome to the Small YouTuber Show. My name's Johnny, and today I want us to talk about some of the basic things that we need to be successful on our YouTube journey. Now, I know that this, believe it or not, this initially was going to be a video, but I thought to myself, rather than do that, let's do a live because I think it'd be really good for us all to learn together, to grow together. And to be honest with you, most of my engagement is actually better in live streams than it ever was when I was doing videos. So if you are new to my channel, my name's Johnny. I've been doing the Small YouTuber Show for many, many years. And then I burned out, believe it or not. And I spent the next 3.5, maybe 4 years away from YouTube. I've just come back. I've got a slight cold at the moment, so I must apologize if my voice doesn't sound the greatest. Usually I'm good at projecting, but at the moment you're just gonna have to deal with the voice I have. Yeah, so it is early days. This is only like the third episode that we're doing, so I'm really looking forward to getting some great contributors onto the show. I've already done it so far. We've had some great people on already, which has been really, really good. And I'm hoping to get even more. Now, if you've seen my community post a couple of days ago, I was saying, look, guys, if you are available, holler at me. Find my details on Instagram, message me however you can, and we will basically arrange for us to maybe speak and talk about your channel, and we can grow together. That was the thing I was specifically thinking about. How can we as small YouTubers grow together? Because the potential is there for all of us, but sometimes what we need is just a little bit of help. Sometimes all what's required is just a little push in the right direction to be able to show us what it is that we need to do. Now, I know that it's not easy, and to be honest with you, it can be hard, and I think we'll talk about that as well. I'm hoping that we will have a good discussion regarding some of the important things that matter to us, because in many ways we're trying to get our public watch hours up. We're trying to get subscribers. We want people to check out our content. But the devil is, as they say, is in the detail. The most important things are actually the small print. How do we get to that small print and grow our channels in the right way? So I'm hoping that we can do that together collectively. And yeah, at the moment, I know that there's not many of us in the house, but hopefully the numbers will grow up, because this was pretty much an ad hoc. I wasn't planning on doing a live stream today, but I thought, hey, let's give it a go. Why not? Now, it's funny. Imagine this, right? Like you prepare everything. So you may have a script. You may say to yourself, I've got everything settled, everything's ready. I've got everything that I need to do. There's always something that pops out and you think, what? Where did that come from? So imagine this. I have set up my studio, my lights are ready. I've got everything set up. The green screen that I had, believe it or not, I was having some issues with it. And I thought, I know what I'll do. Rather than put it on the hoist, I'll just tape it to my cupboard. Big mistake, right? Because within about 3 seconds of us going live, I just started to hear the adhesive of the tape starting to unravel and my green screen fell off. So who knows? It may fall off whilst we are live. I don't know. If it does, these things happen. It's all part of the learning. And as I said, we are going to grow together. By no means am I an expert, but one thing that I do know, I Googled this because I thought to myself, I remember there was a saying about preparation, but I couldn't remember what it was. And it was the 5 Ps. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Yes, it does. I thought I was properly prepared, and I thought I'd done everything that I was meant to do to guarantee that this stream would go seamlessly and with no issues. And within a few seconds of going live, my green screen started to fall off. Not the best, but you know what? We're here. I'm not going to stress over it. We're just going to carry on and keep going. So, as I said, it's not usually I would try to do maybe one show a week, but like they said, the only way to get better at something is to do it several times, right? That's the only way you're actually going to get good at anything is by practicing. You need to practice. And even though I've done lots and lots of lives in the past, I still felt like, do you know what? What is it like doing a live stream on your own? Because a lot of the time, I might have a guest with me, and it will be a conversation, a two-way conversation, which is good because obviously I can talk for everyone. So to be honest with you, that's not a problem. But the issue is what happens when you need to do a live stream where it's just you, yourself, and your thoughts? Well, we are going to practice that today and see how that goes. I've got my water here because, as I said, I don't know if you can hear it. I am still hoarse. I'm under the weather. I have lupus, and I've had a recent flare up, which has just completely wiped me out. Not the best, but I didn't want to let that stop me from being able to practice my skills of going live and talking about things that are important to us as small YouTubers. Now, if you are watching this, please, by all means, please hit the thumbs up for me and share it out. I would like to get as many people in as possible so we can all talk and communicate and grow together, because I think that would be really, really important for us as YouTubers. It's always important for us to grow. And please say hello to me if you're in the if you pop in. Say hello in the comments. I would love to be able to see you there, and then I can say, "Hey, how you doing?" And yeah, we will go from there. What I was going to say was, and it was partly to do with, as I said at the very beginning, I was planning on doing a video um, with what I wanted to talk about today, but I also wanted to be able to get um, I wanted to be able to get advice in real time, because it's one thing to do a video. You spend a great deal of time preparing the video. You've filmed, you've gone on, maybe you've gone on location, or it might be a talking head, or whatever it is that you're doing. You spend a lot of time filming the project. Then once you've done the filming of that project, you then get into the editing stage. Now, I don't know whether that's something you enjoy doing, or is it something that you're not really into. It would be good to know, in a way, what what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. So I love filming. I really do love filming, but um, I also like to be sort of like you know spontaneous. And I feel like live streaming is better for me because of being spontaneous. However, um, just in think, you've done all the you've done the editing and you're happy with it. So the question is, what next? Once you have done the editing of your footage, and you're happy with the final edit, now what? You know, it will be very easy for you to just upload that to your socials. But then you might be missing a trick. Now, as you know, and you've probably seen it in lots and lots of tutorial videos, that the next phase of that journey is going to be about your thumbnails. You're going to need to create a thumbnail that's enticing, that's going to encourage the viewer to click. You want to get them through the door. In the same way that they say the eyes are the windows to the soul, your thumbnail is the window to your content. And it's really important for you to be able to get that advantage by having a really, really great thumbnail. So you've done that. I mean, and actually, what's quite interesting is I'm now hearing people saying that you should have maybe 2 or 3 thumbnails. Now imagine that you've spent a lot of time creating one thumbnail. Now they're saying, the experts are saying that actually you should probably be producing 2 or 3 thumbnails, because there is the ability to be able to test which of those thumbnails gets the most engagement. Now, that's obviously something that's new to me. I don't know if you knew that, but it's something that you should maybe do some investigating in, because having 3 thumbnails, if you have the time and the ability to do it, is definitely going to be really helpful to you, especially when it comes to your, you know, to how well your video is going to do. Now, it's quite interesting because now, when you think about that, it's very easy for us to just get the video up and running and then hope for the best. But you can actually do a lot more to actually help your video grow. You can actually do a lot more to make your video be reached, be seen by the algorithm and pushed as far as humanly possible, which is what we want. We want our content to be out there, don't we? We want it to grow. We want it to be seen, so that we can you know and once you have produced that kind of content, you can learn from it. So, you think, well, I did that last time. What can I do this time? What can I do to make my content better the next time around? And that's part of your growth. That's part of the way in which we all grow together. It's so vitally important that we learn every single time we put content up. We learn from that experience to better ourselves, so that the next bit of content we put up is going to be better than the last. So it might be, you might learn a quicker way of editing, or it might be a better way in which you film, or it might be a new angle. It might be another angle that you might have that will actually think, oh, do you know what? I didn't try that before. Let me now try that now. So, as we've said, you've sorted out your editing, you've done the video, you've sorted out the thumbnail. It's enticing, it's encouraging people to click. You've done everything you do, and it doesn't do well. And you think, what? What happened there? Why didn't it do well? Well, something I didn't realize, and I don't know if this is something that you knew, but the YouTube gods out there have said that the first 30 seconds of your video, especially in long form, obviously, maybe not so necessarily in your shorts, but in your long form content, you are either going to grip or hook the viewer, or you're going to lose them in the first 30 seconds. How insane is that? Imagine that, in the first 30 seconds of your video, that will dictate whether or not you have managed to keep them watching your content. So that's very difficult. So that means, what tricks can you do to be able to make them stay? Could be a question that you might say, and in this video, you're going to find out this, or find out as we watch this, and you've got that hook. Don't get me wrong, by no means am I an expert, and I'm also trying to learn better ways in which to entice a viewer to stay and watch my content, which is not going to be easy because, like you said, it's something that is a work in progress. You have to work out what is the best way for you to be able to hook that person in the first 30 seconds, because if you do, there's a very good chance that they may stay for the duration of your video. Now that's quite, that's trial and error. So what you should do now is go into your analytics, look at your, pick a video that's done quite well, go into the analytics and check out where the drop off was whilst we're watching your video, because obviously you can see that. You can actually go on to your video and see, at 13 seconds, maybe my intro was too long, or I waffled on for a little. I spoke too much in one part, and I lost the interest of the viewer. Now that's not easy. It's not easy at all. And to be honest with you, if for the people out there that are viral and the ones that are making the best content, they are doing all these things. So for us, we need to do the same thing if we want to grow our channels and we want to improve in our content. Not easy, I know. And as small YouTubers like myself, these are the sort of things that we need to learn quickly if we want to survive. There is enough, I saw an article that said that there's billions of hours watched on YouTube. Billions. You could have your own little small piece of that. You could have your own little small piece of the pie which will help your channel to grow. Now, how nice would that be if you could get, you know, you know, even a you know, if you're a small channel, if you've got less than 1,000 subscribers and you get 100 views on a video, that's a win. You know, don't get me wrong. If you get, you know, loads more, then yeah, of course, obviously, you're doing really well and you're smashing it, you're crushing it. But for many of us, 100 views on a video is a win. You know, that you need to look at those small wins and say, do you know what? I did really well there. I'm going to pat myself on the back because that was what was needed. You will over time improve in your content. There's no doubt about that because you'll just learn to streamline your work. You'll just learn how to actually improve in the way in which you grow your knowledge and the way in which you become a better YouTuber. Now, if you're just new to the stream, thank you very much for being here. Hang out with us, hit the thumbs up for me, please. I'm a small YouTuber like you, so if you're a small YouTuber as well, you're in the right place. And please come and say hello in the comments for me, so that I know that you are here. And as I said, if you're new to me, you've never experienced the small YouTuber show, please consider subscribing to the channel. Obviously, you know what it's like if you're a smaller channel. These interactions are really, really good for your growth, and it helps your channel to grow. You need to be able to get onto the the algorithm list, as it were. You know, I saw a video where it said you need to replace that word algorithm. I use that word quite a lot, and they said you should replace that word algorithm with audience. Now, that's going to be the key. How do you, goodness, sorry about that. How do you keep your audience enticed? Now, I'm not a beautiful man, unfortunately, so I don't have the looks. I'm hoping I've got the brains to be able to entice you to enjoy hanging out in the small YouTuber show. But what do you have in your channel that will entice the viewer? What are you now? What is the thing that you go, do you know what? I'm good at that. Well, double down on that, because that's going to be your ticket to growing your channel. Now, if you don't know, and obviously I don't know your journey, but please, if you're in the comments, by all means, please say hello and tell me, how long have you been on YouTube? You know, when did you start your journey? Now, my journey started in 2006, but it wasn't as a YouTuber. I actually would make videos, but I put them as private because they were family videos. I was just filming life, you know, growing up and doing things. I would never consider myself ever considering to actually make content, because I always believed that that's what other people do, not myself. My push to actually start creating content came around during lockdown, because to a certain extent there was a lot of time on my hands, and I thought, hey, how about creating content? What about you? What enticed you to actually start becoming a YouTuber? What was it that made you say, I'm going to start creating content and I'm going to go on that journey? I'd love to know. It'd be really interesting to know. Now, when I originally started creating content, I was trying to do like news reports, because I felt, well, that's my strength. I think I like current affairs. I like to, and I was thinking, oh, I can comment on things that are going on in the world around us. Didn't really do so well in that. So then I pivoted and I started doing family vlogs, you know, recording my family growing up. I've got 2 small children, a wife, and you know, I poured my soul into doing that because my wife, Mrs. Morrison, if you don't know, check out her channel as well. She's a vlogger, and that is something that she does, and she's very, very good at it. I thought, oh, I'll try that. Didn't really work either, because I'm just not, you know, it was very difficult to be able to create that kind of content. It's not easy creating. If it's not your strength, it's just something, it's not something that you can do. You need to work on what are your strengths and basically, you know, double down on that, because then you'll enjoy it. Because I found, even though, you know, I started doing the news reports, I lost interest in doing it, because I no longer found it interesting. I just got bored of doing it. that's a red flag. You know if you're getting bored of doing it, you're in trouble. Then I started doing the vlogs. Now, actually, I don't mind doing the vlogs so much because when we go on holiday or we do a day trip, I like to document, what my family do, and I always find that interesting. But obviously, that's not something that I can do all the time because of work commitments and family. Um, and then, just almost by accident, I stumbled across live streaming, and I loved it. I just, I thought I can talk a lot. As you probably already noticed that I've been talking for the last 21 minutes already and I've not stopped. Um, I can talk a great deal. Am I interesting? I have no idea. You guys will decide that. But what I felt was really good was I was able to engage with the viewers, and it helped with my channel to grow. It really, really helped my channel to grow because I was able to engage with viewers that have subscribed to my channel. It wasn't just, hello, welcome to this video. It's about blah, blah. It was personal. And I was able to communicate back and forth with people that had subscribed to my channel, which I thought was brilliant. And it was a really good strategy for me to be able to grow my channel organically because it meant that I could engage with my audience. Now, I don't know how it is with your journey. I'd be interested to know how is it that you engage with your audience? What sort of things have you done to be able to engage and grow your subscribers, to increase your engagement? What have you done to make your channel a better channel? I'd love to know that. It'd be very interesting. So, part and parcel of doing live streaming is engagement. It's not the easiest thing to do. I've picked a Saturday afternoon where I don't usually go live. I usually go live on a Sunday, and so a lot of the people that would usually tune in, they're not in today. So I'm hoping to be able to encourage new people to come into the channel and give me a chance, and hopefully grow together. As I said, I'm a small channel, so part and parcel of my journey is learning from people that are watching, because I might say something and it's wrong. I may say something based on my own opinion, and that opinion could actually be incorrect. And I hope that the audience will correct me, because that's the key. You want to be, if there's an issue, you want the audience to be able to say, actually, Johnny, that's probably not the right way to do it. As I said already, thumbnails are a good way, to open your content to people. You really need to have a good thumbnail. You need to be writing those tags in. These are things that maybe you may not have done. You may not be thinking about the hashtags. The hashtags are so important when it comes to searching for who you are and the things that you're doing. Now, these are things that took me a long time I just thought, upload the video and hey, hope for the best. Someone might like it. You can increase your own luck by doing very simple things, making doing the content, making sure it's edited well, getting good thumbnails, making sure that you're doing you are doing what you can to make sure that your video gets seen and clicked on and hopefully watched by new people coming into the channel. Now, I know that for some it's not something that's maybe not comes easy to you, especially live streaming is not for everybody. I don't think live streaming is easy, especially if it's especially if you're just talking to the camera and you don't have the engagement. It isn't easy. Collaborating with other YouTubers is another good way of being able to increase that engagement. If you can get people who are maybe bigger than you on your channel, or they have got similar fields to you, you could basically do a collab with them, whether it be a video, whether it be a live stream. I find that interviewing people on my channel has opened up. I've been exposed to other contributors, other content creators, and they've been exposed to me, which is really, really good. As I said, if you haven't seen my community post, I am encouraging small YouTubers who think that they've got something that they can offer to come and contact me, because I'd really like to know about your channel and maybe we could collab and interview, because I'd like to know your journey. I'd love to know how it is that you got to creating your own content. I must apologize for my throat. I've been unwell for the last couple of weeks, and I'm really trying to speak, even though my voice is getting sore, hoarse. Yeah, so collaborating with other YouTubers is so important, and it's a really good way of being able to introduce your channel to new people, and you can build those networks, because that's the other thing. Networks are so important, because if you can get like-minded creators, they can support you and you can support them, and you can grow together. Um, you need to be able to, as I know I mentioned it about the tags, but you really want to be doing your very best to optimize your channel for the search. So, those keywords, those tags, thumbnails, all of those things are going to be so important for you to maximize the visibility of your content. um I try my best, to do those things, um because I may not be able to, I don't do the sort of videos that will, entice straight away. I'm not going to go up to strangers in the street and do a prank. I'm not going to be doing those kind of crazy videos where you get lots of people that do, because that's the thing. You do get some um people that just instantly hit the floor running. I'm so jealous. They can hit the floor running and get 1,000 subscribers, and they're monetized and they're doing really great. But in many ways, it's just because they've got that very special thing that resonates with other YouTubers. And so they grow, and so they grow fast. Um, Not everyone has that. I know I don't. And so I look at it this way. I need to probably grow slow and steady. I probably won't be getting that, superhuman, astronomical growth, because it's very difficult to be able to do that. Very, very difficult. Um, your content, is it, even though I say it's been optimized, is it ideal? Are you brave enough to pivot? Are you brave enough to say, I've done, 4, 5 different videos um, on one subject, and it hasn't really worked out. I haven't got the engagement. I haven't been able to get the hook, as it were, from um, from other people, from the audience, as in the algorithm. I haven't been able to get that hook. Am I brave enough to try something else? Now, don't get me wrong. Lots of people have done that. Lots of people have done it, and they've managed to be able to grow their channel. I've spoken to many contributors who've done so well. They've had, 20, 30,000 subscribers, and it's run its course. I saw a video yesterday. I didn't even realize that a content creator that I've interviewed in the past, he's completely changed his channel, and he's kept it up. The channel is still, it's still online, but he's no longer putting content on that, because he's pivoted and he's now creating content on another channel. So don't be afraid to do that, because it may well be that that's what you need to do to be able to grow. It's not easy. Definitely not something for the faint-hearted, because obviously you've created the channel, you've done all the things you need to do. Don't be afraid to start again. That's all I'm saying to you. Obviously, if that's not, if that's not what you want to do, I'm not telling you need to do that. I'm just saying that don't rule it out, because you might be missing out on a gold mine. Honestly, what sort of goals do you set yourself? I've written down some notes, because I am not someone who has an amazing memory. I don't remember. I need to jot things down. And one of the things that I jot down are my questions. So if I run on a tangent, and sometimes it's very easy to just go on and waffle. Um, and you could end up going off on a tangent and you lose your train of thought. Um, do you take notes? Are you the sort of person, or are you so skilled that you could have, your 20-minute video, and you can just off the bat just go straight into your discussion and talk? I can't do that. So for me, goals were things like making sure that I write things down. I need a script. Is that something that you need to think about? um is it important for you to have a script? Do you have Are you able to focus? Like I'm notoriously bad for not looking directly into the screen. And the reason that for that is because I have two screens in front of me, and I'm hoping for people to come into the stream and to engage. So I'm slightly distracted, but actually I need to practice looking directly into the screen. That's something that I learned. Obviously, this is from watching other videos, that when you give direct eye contact, it means that you're being sincere. It's interesting, isn't it? That if you can look directly into the camera and talk directly, the person on the other side is more likely to believe that you're sincere and basically give you their time. Because at the end of the day, that's what you want to do. You want to give them your time. So you want the audience to be able to check out your content and view what you're doing. So, obviously, for the last half an hour, we've been talking about things that can help your channel grow. I know that it's not easy, and these are things that you do as a small channel. When you're a larger channel, these things come second nature to you. They are the sort of things that you don't think about. It's just so easy. I'm a small channel, so I'm still learning and still growing, and I believe that is part of the fun of it. Part of the fun of being a YouTuber is you make your content. Oh, that didn't work. Let me try something else. Oh, that didn't work either. Let me try this now. Then go on to YouTube. If you're a boring geek like me, you'll go on to the guidelines and read all the understand. Oh, I can't do that. I don't want to get a strike. I can't use that content. That's not mine. All the things that are so that we might take for granted. That when you go shopping and you buy yourself a oh my uh, oh my wife has just called me. I must apologize for that. So yes, so basically your where was I what was I saying? I've lost my train of thought now. um Sorry about that. Yeah, so anyway, I was that's something that I need to learn and practice on. I didn't I thought that my wife would know that I was live today, but she obviously didn't know. But yes, the key to being a good YouTuber is being professional. What I just did there probably wasn't the most ideal or probably the most professional thing, but it was something that you um you learn as you go ahead, as you go along. Now it's not always easy to do these things. We are all learning at a slow pace. We're all learning as we go on. And when it comes to doing YouTube, every single time that we make a video, or every single time we go live, every time we do a short, every time we do an engagement, we want to be learning from that. That is so key. We need to be learning from that. And from that on, we will then grow. We will become much better YouTubers if we learn from our mistakes and we grow. So it's such a that's the beauty of it. We can learn at our own pace. We don't need we will grow and we will do so much better, but we just have to follow the process. We're probably not going to you could be very lucky. Now, to give an example, tomorrow on the show, I've got a guest, and I don't want to say too much, but this is somebody who has had such amazing luck and has what's happened to them is a once in a lifetime experience, and it's just amazing, and I'm so looking forward to sharing this story. So you've got to check it out. So if you haven't already, please make sure you go on to um if you subscribe to the channel and check out the video that's going out tomorrow. It is going to be awesome. I'm so looking forward to actually having to doing this show, because it's going to be fantastic. It's really going to be good. We all have dreams and we all want to grow, don't we? That's the beauty of YouTube. We want to grow. We want to make sure that we do the right thing. Our success is going to be measured. Well, that's another thing as well. We can't compare ourselves to, the really, really big channels. We just can't do that. We need to look at our own channel. Our channels are not big. We're not, we are small channels wanting to grow, wanting to expand our horizons. It's not going to be easy. Definitely not going to be easy. We know that. But the beauty of it is, when you make a video, be proud that you've done that. Be very, very proud that you have created something, because it's not easy. It is not easy being able to create content. That I can't stress it enough. Every video that I watch, I know that behind that video has been hours of filming, hours of editing, trying to work out what's the right thumbnail, trying to work out what are the right keywords, trying to figure out, is this the best time to post the video? There's so many things that could affect how well your video does. And you need to celebrate that. And when you are a small channel and you put your video up and it gets 10 views, be grateful that you got 10 views, or be grateful that you got 50 views, because that shows you the improvement. My very first video, my very first live stream that I ever did was beamed to one person. And it could have quite easily broke me. It didn't. But that one person, imagine it, you do a video and it got one view. And I was like, oh, this is not going to be easy. I don't know what I'm going to do here. I need to improve in the sound quality. When I play back, I want you, as a test, I want you to go back to the very, very first video that you ever did, right? I want you to go back to the very first video that you ever done and watch it back. And then look at the most recent one you did. You will see a vast improvement, won't you? Because you've learned from it. You've gone, maybe the very first video you did was on a mobile phone. And you thought to yourself, I probably need to maybe film on a regular camera, because you probably need a better lens. And then you thought to yourself, I probably need to improve on my sound. So you say to yourself, I know what I'll do. I will make I'll save up some money and buy myself better sound equipment. I bought myself a microphone, and it wasn't that good. So I bought myself another one. Now this is a blue Yeti. It's okay. It does the trick. I hope that you can hear me. It's it's not the best mic out there, but at this present moment in time, it does what I need it to do. And actually, it's not a bad mic. I like it. I enjoy I enjoy using it, and I'm still learning. I mean, I remember the very first time I used this. I didn't realize that the blue sign on the front is the front of the mic. I thought the back was the front of the mic. So I was talking into it, and actually it sounded really bad. I didn't know that. And so the next time round I was really conscious about it, and I thought, I need to make sure that I talk into the right part of the mic, because I didn't do that last time. And unfortunately, because I didn't do it that right way, it ended up, I ended up spoiling the video. But like all things, you learn from your mistakes, and so you improve. I was using a webcam, and the webcam was like 720p or something like that, and I wanted to I realized that actually I probably needed a better camera, so I bought one, and it was 1080. I thought, oh, okay, that's great. And then I looked at the videos, and I thought, oh, maybe I should get a better one. I ended up buying myself a 4K camera, and and then I got myself a wireless mic. All of these things I did over time to improve on my um, YouTube journey. Because that's the thing. I had to do these things to be able to improve in the way in which I make content. Not always easy to do that. You may not, you need to be critical of yourself to be able to, to self reflect, look at what you're doing and say, that makes sense. I need to do that. I know that if I do this, that will be better. These are the kinds of things that you need to do to get better. And as I said, when you're a small YouTuber like myself, these small little improvements will help you. I know that there's a famous quote from Mr. Beast where he says, "Your first 100 videos are going to be garbage," and you think, 100, 100 videos, what? But what he's basically saying is you're going to improve every time you do a video, because the first video might have taken you 10 hours, 6 hours to edit. Well, then by the time you've done your 100th, you'll be editing a lot quicker. You know how to use the software that you're using, or that when you upload, you need to make sure that you do a thumbnail, do a good thumbnail, make 3 thumbnails, use the system to be able to choose which one's the best one. Go with that. Make sure you get those tags in. Make sure that you think about the title, adding hashtags in there. All the things that are so important to us as small YouTubers. We need to do everything in our power to at least get the algorithm, the audience, to see see what we're doing. Now, I know that when I look at my analytics, it tells me that a big chunk of the viewers that tune into my channel actually live in America. They live in the States. And so that meant that a lot of my content, there was no point me posting the content when the Americans, as it were, are sleeping. They won't see it till the morning, until they wake up. And obviously that can be quite damaging for your video if you upload the wrong time. I had to look at my analytics and say, most of my subscribers are awake at this time. So I need to upload my content at this period of time and not when I feel like it. I didn't know that when I first started uploading videos. I just uploaded when it's finished now, upload, thanks. Why is it not getting a lot of views? Oh, actually, the reason why was because the extra bit of knowledge. And these are sort of things that you need to know that will just help us in our challenge, in our success. These are challenges, these are lessons for us. These are sort of things that we as small YouTubers need to focus on, to think about for us to grow. Now, as I said at the very beginning of this live stream, I was going to make this as a video. I was going to do a video and basically just, talking head and just, but I wanted to go live because I felt like actually when you go live, you've got to talk. It will get me comfortable with speaking on on the camera. It will get me comfortable with engaging with people in the audience. It would get me comfortable with being, in my own skin and basically talking to the camera. These are sort of things that in my head, I've said to myself, I need to do to be able to get better at doing it. I think in maybe a year's time, I'll look back on this video and go, oh man, it was terrible. At the moment, this is the best I can do, and I'm happy at what I'm doing. Maybe in a year's time, I will be better at. Well, I hope so. I hope that in a year's time, because I've kept pushing myself to grow, pushing myself to improve, that actually it will do a lot better. Now that's the goal that I set for myself. Now, what goals have you set for yourselves? What things have you put in place so that to keep yourself pushing and growing? It would be interesting to know what you do, because that's how it helps me. I absolutely love when I watch videos where they say, this is what I did and this was the result. For myself, I'm doing a live stream on my channel to help me to be better at what I'm doing, and to think, sometimes to just be able to go, oh, I know what, that's a good thing to say that, see how that works. These are the sort of things that will help me, and I hope that what we've talked about today will help you also on your YouTube journey. So, as I said, many of my subscribers and many of the people that I've made as good friends, they're still sleeping because they're in America. I would absolutely love to be able to engage. I'm here in the UK, and I would love to be able to engage more people actually in my own country to be able to check out my content, not be able to crack that. I always find it fascinating that I get more love, as it were, from the States and other countries than I do. But then that's just how the algorithm works. What about you? When you go onto your analytics, where do you find that you get the most interaction from people that watch your content? Is it in the country where you're from, or do you find that you get more people watching you from other countries? It'll be interesting to know that, because that's just part of that growing journey. So, as I said, I started this as the plan originally was to make this into a video, but then I thought, do you know what? I'll just go live, because I felt that if I do it as a video, it will take up my whole day, because I know what would happen. I would end up doing the film. I'd film, and then I'd spend the rest of the day trying to edit and make it better. And actually, I get more interaction from my live streams, and unbelievable. Sorry, I apologize. I get more interaction from live streaming than I ever did with my content that I actually make. But the trade-off for that is, if I go live when my viewers are asleep, I'll be talking to myself. And that is again another one of the learning curves for me. When you make content, if you pick wrong, be prepared be prepared for what happens if you do that. As I said at the very beginning of the video, um, you need to be able to prepare. And I believed that I did prepare. I had some core notes that I was going to follow, and the green screen behind me just fell off the wall, which was highly embarrassing. But hey, you live and learn, and you grow. And I have learned definitely from doing that. So for me, it's about, when we talk about now, earlier on I mentioned success, and I said to you, how is that measured? And for many, it's, oh, I got 100 views on my video, I got 1,000 views on my video. Yeah, I got loads of interaction. Personally, I would absolutely love if the audience that are watching my content enjoy what I've made. That to me is the buzz. If there's a thumbs up, fantastic, grateful, really glad about that. If they subscribe to the channel, even better. If they hit the thumbs up and they subscribe and they hit the bell, and and then the following week they're back again. Wow, that's me growing. Before I go, because obviously I only want you to do 1 hour, I had another question, believe it or not. It was regarding shorts. I don't know if obviously I'm doing long form in the live stream. I've also been experimenting with shorts. I just wanted to know what your impressions were. How are you getting on with your shorts? So I've been out of the game for a good 4 years. As I was leaving YouTube 4 years ago, shorts were coming into, they're massive now. Shorts, people have got massive audiences just on shorts. They don't do long form, which is amazing, because when I first started YouTube, shorts were not something that people were doing. Now, obviously, you have content creators that are massive in creating shorts. So, how are you getting on with them? What I've been doing, I don't know if there's something that you're doing as well, is the long form live streams that I do. I've been sending them off to a company. They've been, cutting up my content into bite-sized, minute-long sections, and then sending it back to me. And I've been uploading those as shorts, and I tag the long form. So hopefully they will look at the short form video and go into the long form. That's not something that's I had before. I never had that option of being able to do that type of content. And I genuinely have seen in my analytics a massive increase in the link between people doing between people watching the short, an hour long live stream is quite a lot to take on board, isn't it? It's a massive chunk of your day. No one's got that. We live in a world now where people can take bite sizes of content. They're not people that can make massive. They can't unless they really invested in your content. They're not going to be able to spend an hour and be able to just sit with you and chill. That's the reality of life. But they can take a 1 minute bite-sized short. And I've had, honestly, I cannot believe it. My live stream, when I upload it, it may only get 30, maybe 40 views in the long form. My short form content in the shorts might get 600 views. It's amazing. And if you're not doing it, I cannot stress it enough. Make sure that you at least experiment with doing short form. And my missus has popped in and said hello. Thank you very much, Mrs. Morrison, for popping in and saying hello. I'm about to come off air. This was an experiment. I wanted to see how I would get on with doing a live stream where it's just me, myself, and I. It has been an experience. I've learned a great deal of how to, be able to do live streaming. I really do want to get more guests on the show. So if this is something that you would be you would be interested in, make sure you find me, leave a comment and say, hey, I do this is for a channel, and then maybe we could communicate and I can have you on the show and we can interview you and we can talk about your channel and your growth and where your channel's, where you see your channel growing. All of these things are the sort of things that I would love to be able to do. And if that's something that you'll be willing to do as well, hey, come and find me. Yes. So as I said, Danielle, hello, Danielle. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Thank you so much for popping and saying hello. This video, this live stream was a bit of an experiment. I was saying, I don't know, you obviously just popped in. I was saying that a big chunk of, when I go into my analytics, a big chunk of the people that watch my content actually are from the other side of the world. And so if I time it wrong, my content will go out to nobody and I'll be talking to myself. But if I time it right, I'll get more people on. And it's good to, and thank you so much. I really do appreciate, as I said, I've been off of YouTube for the best part of 3.5 years, and I only came back a couple of weeks ago, and I'm slowly getting myself back into the swing of doing live streaming. I've revamped the small YouTuber show, and I'm hoping to be able to get small YouTubers to come on, to be able to interview them, to talk about their channels, and to grow. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm hoping that we get some really good shows out. I've got some videos coming out tomorrow, so if you're around tomorrow, check me out. Hit the thumbs up for me if you don't mind, and if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. Now, guys, as I said, this was an experiment for me, and it's been an enjoyable one, and I've learned a great deal. I've learned it's vitally important to time your, my glasses are wonky. It's important to time when you go live. You have to, it's so vitally important, because if you do it wrong, you end up missing out on people being able to engage with you. And this is part and parcel of the learning curve. I've now learned actually probably the best time to is, when your subscribers are awake, that's the best time for you to maybe go live and do those kind of live streams. But as I said, it is what it is. It is what it is. You learn from your mistakes. We've been doing now, obviously we're nearly at the hour, and I feel like growing your channel and growing um, it's all about trial and error. What did you do this time? How can I make that better for the next time? Now, I know that you're new to the stream. Earlier on, I mentioned that things that I've had to improve were like my camera. I had to improve on the camera because the camera wasn't good. I had to improve in the sound because the sound wasn't good. I had to improve on editing because, again, I wasn't very good at it. I needed to improve on the content I was filming, and not just having one angle, changing angles. Well, to change an angle, that meant that I needed a selfie stick, or also meant that I needed other implements to be able to hold my camera. These are little things that when you first start out, you won't have. I didn't start out with all of the things that I've got today. It's taken me a little, over a gradual stepping stone of improvement. And that's how I've learned to be able to be better at what I do. Live streaming is not easy. That's one thing that, but if you enjoy it, it's brilliant. And I would mention at the very beginning of the video that I would love to be able to make videos as in that you post. But I found that I wasn't as good at it. It takes a lot of time because editing takes so much time. I haven't perfected that yet. That's also something that I'm having to learn how to edit. How do you edit? What apps do you use to edit? It'd be interesting to know, how do you streamline? What do you do to make your editing as easy as possible? What techniques do you use? Because that will help anyone watching this. That will be able to help them to improve. As I said before, if there's one thing that I stress, learn, even though it's painful, learn to understand how to read your analytics. If there's anything that I have learned from being on YouTube, is once you are able to understand your analytics, that is a massive boost and help to growing your channel, because you will understand where you go wrong. As I said at the very beginning, I said that the first 30 seconds of your video is the most important. The first 30 seconds of your video is where you will either hook the person watching your content and they may stay there, or you wave them goodbye because they're not interested. That is so difficult to be able to master. But once you do master that, once you are able to create a perfect 30 seconds, lead them in, give them something, entice them, leave a question that, an unanswered question that they need to stay around to find out. These are the sort of tactics that you need to use to be able to keep them watching your content. If you can do that, you will literally master the art of making content, and you'll grow. And I really do hope that, as I said, I'm learning that, and that's something that I'm trying to do. I hope that I can master that, and I hope that you can master that too. Guys, thank you very, very much. If you're watching the replay of this, I really do appreciate all the love that you send, all the likes and the thumbs up. Really do appreciate it. Leave a comment if you can. Hang out with us another time. If you're around, please check me out tomorrow when we do another show. I've got some great guests coming on tomorrow. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So as always, guys, take care. Be safe and I'll see you in the next one.